Let's talk about business, your business, the consulting business. Because did you know consultancy is thriving? It's a dynamic part of our service sector of the economy. Right now, it's a $100 billion a year industry. And it's predicted to grow with at least 83% by the year 2018. Now, wouldn't you say that that's a business worth getting into? Because there's a lot of profit to be shared. I certainly thought there was. Hi, my name is Jennifer Sigarius and I'm a business consultant. And I've been doing so for about 10 years now. And today, I want to talk to you about how you too can set up your own consulting business. So I'd like to talk about some of the considerations and the basics that you need to know before you start. After that, I want to look with you at a client attraction formula. After that, we get to the tools that every entrepreneur and online consultant should know about and use in their business. Now, consulting is a very desirable and easy to sell, if you do it properly, service. But let's take a look at what it is that you need to know in order to become a consultant. Because what is consulting? Well, in essence, and in the most basic form of the word, consultants consult. A consultant has an expertise in a certain area and therefore shares that knowledge and information with the clients. And really, there is a lot of different forms of consultant. Just Google the word and you'd be amazed at the number of results you get. Because if you have a specific knowledge, a niche knowledge, you should become a consultant in that area. Because there's always someone out there looking for the assistance that you would be able to provide. So what skills do you need in order to become a consultant? Now, I've been a business consultant for a long time. And this is a list of some of the essentials that have worked for me over the years, and I think they'll work for you too. Now, a small business consultant or a management consultant helps clients work on a variety of different levels, whether that's on the management issues, the strategy, the planning within a business development skills, perhaps even coaching comes into play when you're working with smaller businesses. Now, you'll tend to find that a lot of small businesses have the same type of issues. Most of these are related to growth, profit, and marketing problems, or perhaps personnel issues. So very often, the low-hanging fruit is simple to pick here. Then you'll help clients implement a plan that you created, whether that's a business plan on strategy and the way forward, or whether that's your marketing plan or a sales plan, in order to increase practical results and also to enhance strategic thinking. So you'll tend to find that you need both consulting and coaching skills because you are working with different people in order to implement your advice properly. Start with increasing your own skills. Assess what it is that you know already and what areas of your skill set you need to work on to improve. You become higher in demand and you can charge higher fees if you have more skills. So make sure you always keep working on your skills. Also, you have to check your experience level because it's going to be very rare that a client will trust a consultant without any experience in the real world. If you have a business, then you're more likely to get hired. So become a self-employed consultant as soon as you can. Also, on top of that, it's important to be an expert in your fields. You will be trusted if you are an expert. Now, generally said, it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert in a certain field. If you work 40 hours a week, you're going to need at least 5 years experience before you can call yourself an expert consultant. Now, before you get down to the nitty-gritty of actually starting your business and getting those clients on board, figure out why it is that you want to be a consultant in that specific niche. The more information you can provide to yourself about what your big why is, the more likely you are to succeed in that field. Now, the next issue to look at is determining what success looks like for you. We all have a different way of measuring success in our own lives. So sit down and visualize or really think about what it is that success looks like to you. What it is do you want to achieve? So make sure you spend some time really thinking about it and visualizing what result it is you want to have. Write it down, visualize it, maybe print it out, put it up on your mirror, and look at it so you really know what it is that you're working towards and what result it is that you want to have manifest in your personal life as well as your business life. Because as a consultant, your personal life and your business life is very close together. Very important and not to be skipped over or looked at lightly is creating a business model for yourself. This is the same type of business model you might assist your clients on, but I have attached a template for you below this video that makes it easier for you to start thinking the proper way to look at this. So in your business plan, you want to look at things like not only your strategy and your goals, what you want to achieve within 1 year, within 5 years, within 10 years, but also the outcomes profit-wise. You want to look at what product it is or what service it is you're going to be providing. You want to look at your price levels as well, so you can calculate what it is that you need to achieve and earn within a year. A wonderful way of looking at this is to reverse engineer it. So you have an X amount of time that you have during a week that you can work. For example, I personally work between 12 and 5 every day on my consulting practice. Those are the times that I can work with clients via Skype. So I have 5 hours a day, and of course there's 5 days a week that I work. So I have 25 hours available. And I've said to myself that I have a certain target that I want to achieve. So I have a goal, a financial goal of $90,000 a month that I want to earn. So if I look at that $90,000 and I divide that by the number of clients that I can work with, so let's say I work for 1 hour a week with a client, that means I can work with 25 clients a week. So now I divide the 90,000 by that 25 a week, and I have an amount that I can charge my clients. Now, also, here's a little extra tip for you. I tend to work with my clients every 2 weeks, which means that I can work with 50 clients a month. So divide 50 into 90,000, and I have my price structure. This is how you can reverse engineer your goals, your financial goals, so you know exactly what it is that you're striving for. You also need to look at your marketing plan, because let's face it, there is going to be a lot of consultants out there. So you have to have something that you are unique in, so you find your niche first of all. And on top of that, you need to know how to market yourself, because you need to stand out from the crowd, from the rest of the people. So maybe you offer a different type of service, but what is that going to be? And how are you going to tell people about it? Now, networking is a wonderful thing, and in the past, a lot of people and a lot of consultants would spend half a day a week at least cold calling clients. Now, when I started out, this is exactly what I did as well, and I have to be honest with you, I hated it. I hate cold calling clients. I prefer to pick up the phone and talk to a hot prospect any day of the week. Now in video 2, I'm going to be talking to you about how to get clients. And in video number 3, we're going to be focusing all our time on marketing ourselves as consultants. But in the meantime, you have to figure out what it is that you want to market. So writing a marketing plan is a vital part of your business. You need to learn some coaching skills. Now these skills include things like deep listening, because you're going to be working with people all with their own sets of weaknesses and strengths. You have to learn how to really listen, how to ask the correct questions at the right time, and you need to know how to hold them accountable for the results that they want to obtain in their business. I touched on it before, but really, finding your niche is a very important part of your business, especially if you're just starting out online. Now, I remember when I started out, I had my business degree behind me, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just be a generalist. And then soon realized that I had a fascination with marketing, and especially internet marketing. So I learned how to do that, and I soon became quite good at it, and now I can call myself an expert in that as well. On top of that, I quickly learned how to coach and how to strategize for businesses. So focus on your niche. Decide what it is that you want to do. Are you going to be industry specific? Or are you going to work within a certain target audience? Will you work with a particular size business? Will you work with a particular area of business? Or are you going to be an international consultant? All of these things are possibilities. You just need to think about them in advance. Next, you need to decide if you are going to do the work for your clients, or are you going to do it together, or are you going to make sure that they do the work? There is 3 different levels of consulting, and those are the 3 I've just mentioned. Now, naturally, if you do all the work for them, they're going to love you, especially if you do the work well. So this is very easy to sell. However, it's very time involving. So, a very good option is that you work together to solve the issues within the business. So this is a collaborative form of consulting that you can also look at. My personal favorite, and one of the easiest to sell as well, in my opinion, is to work together. So, most of the time I will instruct my client how to do something properly. I'll give him a lot of information on how to do it, and we'll definitely go into a lot of depth in order to how to solve this issue. After that, we'll look at the work together, and then I'll instruct them on how to do it better or how to tweak it. Now, very often as well, I will do that tweaking for them, so we're really working together. Oftentimes, other consultants prefer to do all the work for the client. All perfectly viable options, but make sure you think about what it is that you want to do in advance, and that you're very clear in telling your client exactly what it is that they can expect from you as well. Learn the problems that most of the owners, the business owners that you're going to work with, will actually be facing. Now, in my mentoring sessions for the consultants that I train, I show them exactly what different types of issues are out there. I give them all sorts of strategies and tools in order to solve those issues as well. So make sure that you get a toolkit of your own, whether you devise it for yourself or whether you buy one ready-made. The more you systemize your business, the easier it's going to be. You don't need to keep reinventing the wheel. You don't need to keep thinking about what your templates are going to look like, what your forms are going to look like, what approach you're going to use, what the tools are, what strategies. Use the toolkit, like I just said, to your advantage. Systemize as much of the work as possible as well. We are living in an amazing time to actually be able to do this with the internet and all the tools available to us at the moment. Like I said, I'm going to be looking at some of those tools just a little bit later on. Now here's a big one. Get your ego out of the way. A lot of consultants that I know will go to work thinking that they are the bee's knees. They love to talk and they never listen to their client. Make sure you never become a consultant like this. Put your ego on the backseat burner. So if your client has a win, it may be partly due to some of the advice you've given, but it's also due to your client. So have a really good think about what your customer appreciation is going to look like. Remember that you are a consultant that assists your clients. You show them the pros and the cons of a decision, and then you allow them to make their own decisions. You cannot force feed things down your clients' throats. Now choose the right marketing technique that is effective and brings in highly qualified targeted leads. Again, we are in an amazing era that we can actually use these tools. Don't be distracted by all the glitz and glamour, however. Now, like I said, in video 2, we're going to be talking about how to get clients, and in video 3, we're going to be talking about marketing techniques. But make sure you don't get distracted when you're looking at different marketing techniques because something might be a hype at the moment. Remember to stay focused on why it is that you're going to use that technique or that tool or that app. You want to bring in more audience to have sales conversations with. So stay focused and make sure that all of your marketing techniques are effective. Track them and make sure you measure your efforts relentlessly. There's 4 key skills you're going to have to master, not only to assist your clients, but also to have your business run efficiently. Now that's problem solving, decision making, project management, and time management. These 4 are essential. And last but not least, learn from the masters. Why should you reinvent the wheel? There's bound to be consultants in your chosen field who are on top of their game. Study them, model them, learn the savvy techniques that they use, because if they work for them, they're bound to work for you as well. So model your business on a successful business model, and then watch your consultancy business grow and thrive. Now let's take a look at some of those tools that I've been promising you. And let's start off with 5 simple tools to explode your profits. Now there are just 5 ways to increase your revenue and your profit. And those are: number 1, increase leads; number 2, increase conversions; number 3, increase the amount purchased; number 4, increase the average expenditure; and number 5, increasing your margins. If you can increase all of these levers, then you can significantly increase your revenue. So for example, if your revenue is 100,000 and your profit is 10,000, then you would only need to increase each of these levers by 1%. And you would increase your profits then by 50%. In this example, if you can increase each lever by 2%, then you will be able to double your sales. So let's take a look at each of these areas and the tools that you can use to increase them. So number 1, lead generation with Facebook advertising. Although I use quite a lot of different channels, Facebook advertising is still my favorite because it's working like a monster right now. It's cheap, it's targeted, and I don't actually know anyone who's not on Facebook, so I can potentially advertise to any group of people in the Western world. So top tip number 1, when creating an ad, you can narrow it down by selecting what you think your audience is interested in. Think about what all of your customers like, what books they read, what magazines they read, and what tools they use. Then use these in interests, and you will be targeting other prospects who are similar to your customers. Another tip is you can also upload email addresses or telephone numbers from your database into Facebook. Facebook will then quickly cross-check them to see if they have Facebook accounts, and if they do, you can create custom audiences and either advertise just to these or create similar audiences. This is a very powerful and extremely targeted way to regenerate old leads into new clients. Tool number 2 is how to increase your website conversions with Visual Website Optimizer. Although I use several website optimization tools, my favorite really is Visual Website Optimizer. It allows me to split test different aspects of my website pages. So for example, I can test a green button versus a red button and see which one performs best. A tip for you is that Google Analytics also does this, and it's free. It just doesn't allow you to use as many different variables as Visual Website Optimizer. Before you spend a lot of money, make sure you have enough visitors to your website to make it worth your while. So look at having at least 1,000 visitors to your website a month before you start using this tool. Tip number 3 is how to increase the amount of purchases from existing clients using customer loyalty schemes. Introducing loyalty schemes into your business, where you reward customers who buy more, can range from giving them prize points or giving them cash back. Now here's a tip for you. Try and think outside of the box. Although people like gifts, they also like experiences. So you can provide your top customers with entertainment, whether it's wine tasting events, a day at the races, or a free place at one of your seminars. These will also work like a charm and give you the opportunity to bond with them. Another good way to increase purchases is to introduce Customers who bought this product also bought these at the checkout stage. How many times have you been swayed by Amazon to buy because of this tactic? Number 4, increase the average spend by using Google remarketing. Great tool. Have you ever felt that you're being followed around the web by the same adverts? This is Google remarketing, and it's very simple to implement. By adding some code provided by Google to your site, each visitor will be tagged, and if they didn't enter into your sales funnel, then you can create an advert that is only shown to these visitors on Google's massive display network. Basically, millions of websites, including YouTube, display Google's adverts. Now, a tip is that if you want to increase your customers' average spend, then you must have multiple products. You can just target customers who have already purchased from you, and they're likely to buy from you again. Number 5 is increase profits by removing bad apples. You can obviously increase your margins by negotiating better prices with your suppliers and/or increasing your prices. Now, Pareto's 80-20 law will suggest that 20% of your customers will bring in 80% of your revenue. And usually the bottom 10 of your customers will lose you money and take up most of your time. By increasing your prices, you will usually lose the bottom 10% of these clients. But if you don't, then it's time to weed them out anyway. If your margin is 30% and you increase your prices by 10%, you can afford to lose 25% of your customers. Conversely, if you reduce your prices by 10%, you will need to find 50% more clients. Usually the price-conscious moaning ones as well. Now let's take a quick look at the client attraction formula. What you see here is that there's 3 parts to getting new clients on board. You attract, guide, and then deliver beyond expectation. So you research what target audience it is that you want to have on board. You make sure that you then find your target audience and you find out what their pain, their pleasure, and their curiosity levels are. You then create a compelling platform and message, so make sure you have the right tone as well here. Then, of course, an automated qualification system, and you need to differentiate. Then you want to have a sales conversation or an enrollment conversation, which brings about a new client. Make sure you use tools for this, so lead attraction tools and an automated and leveraged delivery system. So what kind of tools could we use? Well, let's take a look at some of my favorites. A lot of these are free, some are just mere pittance for what it is that you get. Now, one of the first tools I want to talk about is Facebook Graph Search. Now, I didn't even know this existed until recently, but now that I found it, I am a huge fan. What is Graph Search? Well, Graph Search was introduced in beta mode in March 2013. And basically, it's a very powerful search engine working hidden in the background, behind that little search box at the top of your Facebook account. Facebook advertised Graph Search as the ability to find people who share your interests. But really, it allows you to do a whole lot more than that. So why is Graph Search important for lead generation? Now, you'll quickly realize that there are multiple uses for Graph Search. But in this instance, we want to use it to find out who your competition is. And also where your ideal customers or clients are hanging out. So up at this top bar, this search box, once you have this valuable information, you can use it to power charge tool number 2, which will show you what content is performing well for your competitors or websites that share a similar audience, allowing you to use this information to make your content super potent for your ideal prospects, so you drive more targeted traffic and then convert them into happier clients and customers fast. Now, how to enable Graph Search? You know Graph Search is enabled in your account if you type in a simple query such as pages liked by, and then you insert a Facebook friend's name, and then a list pops up. If you happen to have one of those accounts that doesn't have the graph activated yet, then simply do this. Go to Settings and edit the language so it's in English US. And voila! It's activated for you now. And how to use Facebook Graph? Well, quite simply. If you already know your big competitors or Facebook pages that share a similar audience, then you can move into step 3. However, steps 1 and 2 might provide you some unexpected insights, so do them anyway. Step 1. If you already have clients or customers, then you probably know your good ones, your ideal clients. So make a list of these and then choose your top 3 clients. Step 2. Make the following search query in Graph Search. Pages liked by, insert client 1, and insert client 2, and insert client 3. This will reveal your competitors or pages that share similar audience. So make a list of these. If no results show, then remove one of the clients and try again. Step 3 is quite simply to create an Excel spreadsheet called Similar Audiences and add lists of Facebook pages URLs from step 2. If you don't yet have any clients or customers, then compile a list of 3 pages you think your prospects would like, possible competitors or pages that share a similar audience, and add to Similar Audiences Excel spreadsheets. Step number 4. Take the top 3 audiences and make the following search query in Graph Search. Pages liked by people who like, and then you insert audience 1, and insert audience 2, and insert audience 3. Check the results and any other pages that look like possible competitors or share a very similar audience to add audiences spreadsheets. Step 5. Prioritize the spreadsheet, inserting the top 3 most similar audiences at the top and then add their website addresses. Website addresses can usually be found in the About section of their Facebook pages. Once you discover the magic of Graph Search, you'll be addicted because knowing what your clients like and who your competitors are is where you should start with making all your marketing efforts. You can now use the competitor websites for the spying missions you're about to embark on with the next tool.
And the next tool is BuzzSumo. Now this is a tool that allows you to analyze what content performs best for any topic or competitor by measuring the amount of shares each website or blog gets. It also helps you find key influencers to promote your content and drive targeted traffic. So why use it? Well, the most important part of this tool for me is the ability to instantly view what content is performing best for all your competitors, thus allowing you to see what emotional hot buttons are being activated within your audience and also how they are being activated. Once you have this information, you'll always be on message with your audience and totally relevant. Now, relevancy increases engagement, and this increases in shares and increase in targeted traffic. Relevancy helps build know, like, trust, and desire within your audience, which are essential ingredients when building a relationship with prospects. And relevancy increases conversion. This tool instantly reveals what your market engages with you, so you can give them more and better. In fact, you can even use this information to tailor your actual solution to their exact wants and needs, especially if you're in the information market. To demonstrate this tool, I'll show you how to find the emotional hot buttons of pain, pleasure, and curiosity. Because once you have these at your fingertips, you can ultimately influence your audience's decisions much easier. So go to buzzsumo.com. Enter the first website from Similar Audience spreadsheet you created in the Graph Search. In this example, I'm going to use entrepreneur.com. Look for patterns in the titles and articles. The free plan will give you the top 5 performing pages. So here are some patterns for this example. 1 and 4 are about how to be productive. 2 and 3 are about how to get rich. 2 and 5 indicate age sensitivity. 4 and 5 are infographics. Step 3. Create pain, pleasure, and curiosity groups. So here are some for this example. Pain. unsatisfied financially, too old to get rich, overwhelmed with incomplete goals, pleasure or desire, be productive, gain financial freedom while still young to enjoy it, curiosity, look for headlines. So forget blank, focus on this instead. How to blank, 9 things blank, think you're blank, think again. Our blank secrets to being blank, or an infographic. Step 4. Add to a Word document or Excel spreadsheet. Step 5. Repeat with other similar audiences. Other features of BuzzSumo. Another important free factor of this tool is the Find Influencers functionality, which allows you to find and connect with top influencers who share a similar audience, so their audience can benefit from your super relevant and on-message content. Obviously, the side effect of this is you get more targeted traffic coming your way. It also has alerts, reports, and API access, which are part of the premium package. Now that you have this powerful information, you know what makes your audience tick, and you can start to create dynamite content, and even products or services, specifically targeted at those emotional hot buttons. Now you need to get your content noticed in this noisy world of ours, so that brings us on to our next cool tool. Tool number 3 is the awesome headline tool. Now, you probably know by now that people buy and make decisions with the emotional part of their brains. So it stands to reason you should market to that part of the brain, right? Well, this is where the awesome headline tool comes in, because the clever people at Advanced Marketing Institute have created an algorithm based on high emotional impact words. You can have the best content in the world, but if people don't see it because the headlines didn't grab their attention, then the content you spent hours creating is worthless. Whether it's an email broadcast, a blog post, or a landing page, people will only engage with your content if the headline wins them over. If you've created a headline you thought was amazing, only to see it go down like a lead balloon, you'll know what I'm talking about. It can be absolutely demoralizing. This is where the Advanced Marketing Institute's Emotional Marketing Value Headline Analyzer comes in, or the AHT, the Awesome Headline Tool. It tells you whether your headline is good or not before you publish, saving you valuable time and energy and allowing you to optimize for maximum effect. So how to use it? You enter your headline text, choose your category, and hit Submit for Analysis button. Step number 2, read the results and decide whether to modify or not. For comparison, most professional copywriters' headlines will have a 30 to 40 EMV score, whilst more gifted ones will receive 50 to 75, so this one scores well. Now, in short, whilst this is only a machine and will never be wholly accurate, it does give a very good indication as to whether your headline will work or not, and has massively helped my headlines convert better over the last 12 months. The trick is to really split test and then go with the winner. Now, all you need is a way to collect your leads and you are away. So that leads us on to our next tool. Tool number 4, SumoMe. Okay, so now you have your audience, you have your killer content, and you've even produced your seductive and engaging headlines. Now all you need is a well-optimized website to capture the leads. So bring on SumoMe. Whether your website is in WordPress or Blogger or Weebly or Shopify or there's so many other ones, SumoMe is a suite of free tools that integrate seamlessly to supercharge traffic through sharing and referrals, and also optimize lead sign-up through conversion and lead generation tools. So why use it? Well, if you're looking to use proven tools to drive more referral traffic and boost leads, but you don't want to lay out cash on expensive monthly fees, then this is the tool for you. Whilst there are more sophisticated tools out there in the market, they usually come with a price, and this is a one-stop shop giving you free access to get you started. All you need is more traffic and targeted traffic, so you can then rinse and repeat. So how to use it? Well, you go to sumomeet.com and choose from the array of new tools at your disposal, or apps as they like to call them. Step 2. Click on the Learn More button and then follow the simple instructions. It really is as easy as that. Tool number 5 is SimilarWeb. Because now you have your ideal audience, you have your killer content to drive and convert traffic, you've got your seductive and engaging headlines to grab attention and engage, you have your well-optimized website to capture the leads, so you just need to optimize your traffic sources even further now. This is where SimilarWeb can uncover your competitor game plans pretty well. Now, SimilarWeb gives you a very good indication of where your competitors are getting traffic from for their websites. It estimates the amount of traffic, the sources, what country the traffic comes from, referring websites, search keywords, and paid advertising keywords, social referring sites, similar sites, and more. So how to use it? Well, go to similarweb.com and enter the website URL address of your competitor and hit return. Analyze this information to see areas you are not exploiting. For example, top referring sites, as this will show you other sites that are referring traffic to this site, giving you the opportunity to investigate why. Is your competitor guest blogging? So that way you'd be able to do the same. Another good free tool for this is Open Site Explorer. Although there are more advanced competition research strategies, this is a really good place to start and will quickly uncover some stuff you certainly didn't know about, allowing you to use that information to generate more premium leads for your business.
So that's it for video number 1. I really hope that you've learned a lot and that you're going to start using what I've taught you today in your business quickly. So if the case is that you want to start your business, you know that you have a good jumping off point. If you're already in business, I really hope you're going to start using the tools so you can explode your consulting practice really quickly. Now, I hope you've learned a lot. If you have, please leave your comments below the video so I can get your feedback. Now, in video number 2, we're going to be talking about how to get clients. And video number 3 is all about marketing for consultants. So I hope to catch you in the next videos. Until then, have a great day. Bye-bye.